Welcome back to part 2 of Girl Talk. Sorry if I sound very quiet. I've just been crying. This morning, one of my very nice supporters commented her questions, and I had already finished editing my first part of the video, and I posted it. So she was like, oh no, I was late. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll make it part 2. This video is dedicated to you. You know who you are. She has really great questions. Oh my gosh. They. Sorry, I don't know the pronouns. They have really great questions. The first one is how to not be lonely and be able to make friends. Since no one talks to me in class, they're like, you're not fun enough for us. Okay, fun fact about me, I went to private, not to brag, if this is a brag, I went to private school for kindergarten, elementary, and middle school. And then in high school, I went to a public high school. The environment, very different. There was more diversity. Not that there wasn't any diversity in elementary school or middle school, but there was more of it. So, it's not like I've never seen white people before, but you know. I did not know anybody in that high school because I basically like transferred into a very new environment. So on the first day of school, I stood next to a pole and I ate my sandwich. And on the second day of school, here's the thing, it's like there are some people like, you know, are kind of like, you know, those are like they're cliche, oh, they're gonna be the popular kids, or these are like the athletes, or you know, whatever, or like the hot Cheeto girls. That's just stereotyping. But how to not be lonely, I think you just have to, I think if you're able to keep yourself entertained. For me, like, I am not afraid to bring a book to school and read it. There's nothing weird about it. I enjoy reading, so like, who cares? I really don't care. I think you have to practice not caring. And although yes, you do want people to care, you want people to be like, wow, you're so cool, like, oh my gosh, what book are you reading, you know? I think you have to not like give up, but like accept that, you know, if they don't like me, screw them. Going back to my story, I was in the gym because I guess we hadn't really started like picking out which teacher we wanted. I found these two girls, going back to like the stereotyping, I was like, okay, they look pretty normal, they act kind of normal, or like they're not super duper cool. Okay, no that sounds really mean. These look like studious kids, you know, who probably have fun, but they also get their work done, you know. So I'm not saying like popular kids aren't smart, but I was like, oh, these look like people who would put more effort. Okay, wait, not the okay. One girl was wearing a necklace and I was like, okay, Stephanie, just like you know, say something, whatever. And I was like, hey, I like your necklace. And she's like, oh, thank you. And then like the other girl was like, hey, are you sitting anywhere for lunch? And I was like, what? I was like, oh no. And then she's like, oh well, you know, if you don't have anywhere to sit, like you can come sit with us. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, really? Thank you. You know, and I didn't know too much. And then like she gave me more details, like, oh, you're sitting by this area in the school. And it's like, yeah, just meet us there during lunch. And I was like, okay. And then when I get there, it's not just those two. There's like 6, 7 other girls there. And I was like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? You know, I started like, I'm just me. Just be you. Oh my gosh. What do you like? Figure out what you like. I don't know. I think sometimes like a compliment can really take you from just a compliment to like, hey, meet the rest of my friends. But I think every situation is different. I honestly think it's like, you know what? If your friends think, or if these people think you're not fun enough, then do their interests even like suit you? You don't just want to like be interested in like the same thing. Obviously you want to branch out and stuff like that, but it's like, is it really worth it, you know? Like you probably have like cooler people you can hang out with, you know what I'm saying? You're not fun enough for us? What kind of those are some like lame people. Honestly, I wouldn't think twice about it. If you think my content is funny, then you're like already super cool. I brought Rubik's Cubes to school. I was that kind of person. I was like, you know, more like nerdy, I guess, you know what, yeah, I'm a little nerdy, whatever. I actually like being a nerd. It's pretty lit to be a nerd. I would bring my Rubik's Cube, I would bring books, I would bring card games. Sometimes, you know, like, I guess I just found my people who were kind of like not exactly outcasts, but they were like smart. They were also like weirdly funny, but also I guess they're like more chill, laid back people. You know, they were weebs, anime stans, theater, film, singers, you know, all of it, music lovers. I think you just have to find one person who you think is like decent. I don't know. I feel like this like when you have to stereotype, like, oh, she looks like one of the people who like, just see what they like, you know, just check out their surrounding, not like stalker type. But it's tough because everyone is so different and everyone is like, I don't know, I think you have to stereotype. But then, you know, how to get over your crush, since my bestie likes my crush and he does too, you know. Dang. I don't want to say there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there are plenty of fish in the sea. And honestly, then again, it's like, it really depends. It's like, for me, like, what are you focused on? No, I don't want to sound like a parent now. Oh my god. There's so many factors into this because it's like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? You know, it's like, if you're not in college yet, then it's like, I mean, there are some like high school sweethearts, and there are middle school sweethearts, and like, oh my gosh. Like, dang, that's commitment, y'all. It's gonna take some, depends on like how much you like this guy or how much you liked this guy. And honestly, you could probably still get him if you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's a good guy, you know, what are his goals? What does he like? And if you think, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna waste my time on him, then, you know, write out your new dream guy, or dream boy, or whatever. I'm sorry if I keep doing this. It's just like these freaking hairs over here, man. I don't like that, but I'm working on it. Honestly, I'm not gonna say like don't act like. I mean, like, does she know that? Wait, no. I guess you guys are besties, so I guess that means you guys have talked about this a lot. Sometimes you gotta just keep this stuff to yourself. You know what? Maybe he's like, you know what? Your bestie's kind of boring. I'm not trying to like, oh my gosh. That sounds really bad. It's like, you know what? Maybe he'll see something in you. Then again, it's like, I don't even want that guy anymore. So honestly, you wake up every morning, tell yourself you're a bad bleep. I think you have to face yourself in the morning. That's when you're most likely. Your most vulnerable stage is in the morning, isn't it? I don't really know. I don't know what I'm saying. Every few minutes I have to rethink my thoughts towards translation. I think I can give advice, but then it's kind of like I just laugh everything off because I don't know. You're saying he does like her too. Gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to have like a real conversation about this. But then again, it's like, this is just very vague stuff. If you need to grieve, then grieve. But wake up tomorrow. Wake up the day after you finish grieving. You know, every day. Even when you're crying through, if he's worth crying over, come on now. You're like, you know what? I'm super cool. I'm super smart. I'm funny. I'm quirky. I just make everything super awkward, and you know what? If I can laugh and be super awkward and people still like me, then whatever. You know, everything works out for me. Maybe this is too confusing and vague. How to be more confident since I'm introverted AF. You know, I do feel like that I'm also introverted. Although, like, I'm expressing to you, because you're not a person. I mean, no. The camera here that I'm talking to is not a person. I just see myself in the viewfinder. So it's like, I can just be myself, ramble, and like, maybe like if I edit this video to be kind of like funny or whatever, then it kind of works out. You can be confident and introverted. What are you talking about? You know, some people are like, you know, it's like the quiet and mysterious vibes, right? You could also do that too if you really want to like milk the introvert. I hate that I keep doing this. It's so annoying. Sorry. I have to burp now too. This is all over the place. Excuse me. Wow, I don't know if any of this is helping you. Posture. Your posture definitely like elevates your confidence. It's your body language, right? Don't slouch around, and you know what? If you want to avert your eye contact, kind of look up straight in front of you, or when you're walking, posture is really good. It makes you like, you know, you feel elevated and you're like, look at that, look at me. But like, if you don't have people looking at you, but like in your head, you're like, ooh, everyone's like, dang, who's that person? Good practice is in the mirror, practicing how to speak. Like, you know, when you do presentations like that, even though it's like super nerve-wracking, I like to kind of run through my presentation to see like, you know, like, oh, this is a good place to pause, stuff like that. And like, you're like, hey, how are you doing today? You can always like look at your own facial expressions in the mirror and just see like, oh, you know, I look kind of scary here, or whatever. I don't really know, but confidence is all in your brain. Everything's in your brain. Like, oh my gosh, what are they thinking about me? What are they thinking about me? It's like, you know what? In your head, you're like, you know what? Even if you're super like, oh my gosh, I don't know what they're thinking. You have to be like, you know what? In your head, okay? They think I'm super cool. Everyone thinks I'm super. Why do I say like that? Everyone thinks I'm super funny, and everyone loves to be around me. Everyone loves hanging out with me. People love my style. People love that I'm super confident. People are like, oh my gosh, hey, you look so confident. Or like, oh my gosh, you sound so confident. If that helps. You have to be the one to convince yourself. You see what I'm saying here? The friends. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Like, you're so funny. Like, please, you're so fun. Like, I think we're not fun enough for you. Boom. Boom. It all starts in your head. What's that song? In my head, in my head. Something like that. You know, all like the previous tips besides like me saying that this was all in your head. I hope those are all good. But also the confidence thing, posture. The first thing you could do, posture. You know, look people in the eye when they're talking to you. But then again, when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, which eye should I look at? Like when I'm talking to them, there's a little voice in my head that's like kind of doing a voiceover that's saying like the left eye or the right eye. Oh my gosh, everything is so different for everyone. So hopefully this helps you. If it doesn't, I'm terribly sorry. I really hope this helps you in some way, shape or form. So it all starts with you being your own hype person and then working from there. If you think like I'm funny, then that means a lot to me, first of all. The stuff you put down. Change the narrative, you know? Should I say that? Is that pretentious or is it all in your head? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope people watch this. If not, that's okay. Okay. Now get out there. Unless it's dark. Don't go outside if it's dark. I wouldn't, because like I wouldn't be able to see that well. Okay, stay safe. Bye.